Welcome to Sponsored by Nobody. This week, sponsored by us. We're back. This is October 2021, and you're listening to Leaves in the Jungle, Season 2, The Introduction. In this game, we are using the Wildsea Playtest D, world setting, and system. Again, we're still in playtest. This is a more robust playtest than last season, but still playtest, so things might differ a little bit from when the game fully comes out. We're still going with it. So characters have been updated, changed a little bit as the playtest you were using has changed. So certain skills and traits and stuff have been rearranged. So we did some editing between season 1 and now. And then also characters have been updated a little bit just to, flow with how players want them to play a little more. After playing all of season 1, we're kind of like, oh, I never used that skill, or I didn't really like this skill. So we've done a little player editing, and that's fine. We also did a little editing because technically there'll be a 2-year time skip between not by the time listeners listen to this will actually be 2 years, and definitely not by the time we're recording this. But in game, there is a 2-year time skip, and that is to allow players to do a little bit of advancement and to kind of justify some of the things that we're going to do. But episode 1 will kind of go over what happened in the time skip. This intro will go over player characters and what happened last season, as well as a very brief discussion on what the goals are for this season. So with that all said, very long-winded, I am Ian playing the Firefly, and we have...
I'm Austin, back with Tzitzi-Yaku.
I'm Bev, playing Rook again, yeah.
I'm Dylan, playing Jisan.
And I'm Jonathan, playing Belt.
Awesome. Those who are intelligent and Bev will have noticed.
Wait, what?
Will have noticed Jonathan has changed characters. The way you were like, what? I was like, I gotta throw that in there. I'm sorry.
But I'm punished for observing my surroundings and friends.
We love you, Bev. You're amazing.
Do you?
Always.
Oh.
I'm
glad you noticed. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Jonathan has changed characters. So you know what? Let's start with Jonathan because he's a new character. So who's your character for season 2, Jonathan?
So my character's name is Belt. They are a slug person. They can fit through tiny cracks. They can. They hate salt. Things just kind of lined up. I was like, oh, I'll be a goo guy, and then I'm looking at the stats, and I'm like, I literally have an aspect called sensory stalks. All right, I'm a slug guy.
Nice.
Belt is a what did I call it? Let's see if I left it as a note because it was a good name. I didn't. So Belt basically works for the Ghost Post, which listeners might remember from season 1, where they just kind of show up during the night and take some stuff as payment, but deliver, letters and missives from people who are in very secluded areas.
Soup stealing paper boys.
Right. So my character actually works with them and is kind of like I'm almost picturing it as like this like pseudo Masonic thing where you kind of get initiated and work your way through not so much like ranks but like processes until you achieve some kind of a nirvana and become one of the living whispers. Because of that, they can get like whenever we bring cargo on board, they like take a piece of like the story from that cargo into themselves, and they can produce whispers from that, and they can like write their own maps or charts whenever they have time and stuff like that. So they're a little bit more of a social character than than Gomez was. Definitely not as combat-y as Gomez was. He was accidentally a combat character. I'm looking forward to giving this guy a try, though. It uses the Ketra bloodline as opposed to the Ectus.
Yeah, we're excited to see your character. It's going to be neat having a very whisper-focused character and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And then let's do Tzitzi. You are still in this game, so has Tzitzi changed since season 1?
His sense of fashion has gotten a little bit more impressive. Maybe up a couple brackets. He's taken to exploring a little bit more, going through like Drock's journal for places he wasn't able to go to because he wasn't ready for it. And now that he's got his own little group of little ones to hang out with and teach, he's been very excited over the past couple years to show them around the deep and the dark, and how it cannot be scary and full of skin-stealing monsters.
Nice. Jisan, has your character changed since season 1? How's he doing? Yeah.
In a way, he's changed, and in a way, he has not at all changed. He's still very much himself, just more so. He's still cooking uncookable things into the most delicious things you've ever eaten. He now has no regard for the normal human palate, and will make things that will literally light your mouth on fire, or and he's been getting more and more and more into his brewing, and he uses his third arm like it's always been there. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So
nice.
he's changed from the same old Jisan who, like, he's still himself, but now instead of shying away from a fight, like, he's got a permanent, like, he ain't got eyes, but he's got eyebrows.
Nice. Yeah, actually, when you mentioned he's gone away from the normal palate and stuff, and like lighting your mouth literally on fire, has anyone seen that? I know Bev has. Has anyone else seen the Dropout series that has the chefs or whatever, the quote unquote chefs on like it's the College Humor Dropout, like chefs videos or whatever?
Not at all.
No? Okay, they are hilarious. And they're these like really weird chef things where it's like just so strange and bizarre. There's one that's like a monk, and he like makes a glass of water, but it's just a monk giving people water, and he's like, I don't know why they come here. Why are they still here? Please tell them to go away. And nobody speaks his language is the joke, and they're like, oh, it's amazing. I gave this place 5-star review. It's so wonderful. Best water I've ever had. And he's like, please just leave me alone. I'm just a monk. And then there's another guy who's like, yeah, I opened up my field one day, and these people came in and started eating grass right off the ground, and they think it's some kind of like eating experience, like fancy restaurant, and I'd never stopped them, and they're like, this is amazing, it's so fresh, and they're just literally eating dirt from the ground.
Farm to table.
Yeah. No, it's a weird, and I fully picture Jisan as one of those chefs. Like, yeah,
it doesn't matter what he feeds you, you're gonna love it in probably 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, nice. Rook, how has Rook grown and changed? And obviously the most important character, Scraps.
Oh, well, Scraps got, like as the season 2 look update has one of those lovely little neckerchief scarves that sometimes scrappy dogs have. I just like to envision that he stole one of Tzitzi's signal flags. Like he wanted to play tug of war, but Tzitzi didn't get it, so just gave him the flag, and now it's like tied around his neck in a little triangle neckerchief, and it's cute. Also, just on the college humor thing, if we do enough shout-outs to drop out in college humor, do you think that we could get Brennan Lee Mulligan as a guest star? Because that would make my whole life if we could achieve that. So I'm going to shout out them whenever... No, I'm kidding. But if you happen to be listening. Anyway, what is Rook up to? Yeah, I don't know. I kind of didn't really... Because when you said 2 years, I'm like, oh, that's a large gap. And then my mind just kind of froze. Like, not... Like, you know when there's, like, too much possibility of what could happen in that span of time, and so your brain just kind of shuts down? So
Yeah.
I have not come up with new... And I'm kind of wanting to... like, see what comes up, like, as, like, a prompt or an improv thing, just to be, like, literally or figuratively roll the dice on that one.
Nice.
Just to play, but like I imagine she's spent the last 2 years like first of all working with Docus to really integrate that tree into the ship's mechanics.
True.
To make everything was like she's really just pouring a lot of her energy and spare time into souping out the ship really well, and becoming more connected with bees, tinkering away at stuff. But in terms of like specific events, can't think of anything off the bat outside of what we come up with in the moment.
No, that's fair. Docus, for listeners who don't remember,
yes,
is the 12-foot tall, 4-armed gorilla man that came from the rainbow fruit tree, who now lives on their ship and has helped them plant the rainbow tree in the middle of their ship. So their ship now has this like fairly good-sized tree growing out of the middle of it. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah. The goal for this season is to maybe get a actual drawing of the ship made by someone. Don't quote me on that. We'll see how the budget goes and we'll see how time goes, but that's the goal.
On the internet forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess for people who need a refresher, generally, Rook is an ardent rattlehand. Shankling, she, youngish, ardent person who's, I think I described her as like kind of diminutive for an ardent. They're generally kind of stocky and bulky, but she's kind of on the, she's a nerd. So she's smaller.
She's a gear rabbit. Thank you very much.
She's a gear rabbit. She's, the one wearing overalls and big gloves and fancy Digimon style goggles to just, make this ship look cool. And then, Scraps is a big old dog who they're a dog descendant, and the dogs that were able to adapt to tree climbing, and so like very large, and his limbs have gotten longer and lankier and more capable of climbing, much the way a monkey is. He has big fingers. Like,
he's a donkey.
Fingers. He's a donkey. Yay!
Nice. That's awesome. So actually, I'm glad you brought up Docus, because that brings us to the other quote-unquote officers and crew on your ship. You guys have the 3 children that you rescued, abducted, saved, liberated, stole. Take your pick.
We named them.
Ian, stop talking that way about my son.
Your son is flaky and delicious, and you abandoned him.
Wow. Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop, and we're just gonna back right up.
Sorry, I just re-listened to that episode, so it is fresh in my mind. Fresh as a fresh baked pie.
I know, I remember. It still hurts me. You think I'd forget an offense that grievous? I'm just waiting until they're old enough that I don't feel bad at getting them back at them for it.
Oh, Nonashi is coming back. Don't worry.
Make me a delicious pie one of these days. I'm going to be like, yeah, great. I finally taught you everything you need to know. You are a master chef. And he's going to be like, great. And then he's going to make himself a dessert one night, being like, yeah, I'm a master chef. And I'm also the fat kid. and he's going to make himself a delicious dessert, and I am going to like literally Mission Impossible into my own kitchen and steal it from him with my spooky arm.
Full on Augustus Gloop.
Oh yeah, I'm shamelessly. I will leave him. I will leave him the dirty plate.
Is that like cannibalism, or is this some kind of Bride of Frankenstein situation?
Depends if it's steak and mushroom pie. And like
No,
again,
it'd be raspberry chocolate because he's raspberry chocolate.
oh, you're too correct,
Yeah.
and I'm into it. Let's go.
I'm gonna spoil something here really quick. I'm not gonna spoil much because he's coming back. He is coming back, and it's gonna be, oh boy, is it gonna be amazing. I'm very excited for Nonashi to come back. He's coming back with Born Delicious as an aspect. Everything wants to eat you. You can always steal attention. That's his aspect.
Glorious.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And he just the air around him smells like raspberry chocolate pie. It's amazing. Nonashi will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. But we also have Rocky, Colt, and Tums on your ship. They have aged up a little bit because of the 2-year time gap, so they're 12, 10, and 7 years old respectively. And they've been spending some time with you guys. So not only do they have their outwit that they learnt from Gomez, but Rocky has Rattle, Colt has Delve, and Tums has Cook as they help around the ship. Yeah.
Cue montage of us having a little adventure with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Little freeze frames.
Just, that like jumping in the air, like, yeah, we had fun. Yeah.
Credits start rolling. Yeah.
Actually, and then talking about the ship, you guys have upgraded your ship in the last 2 years. You are now.
We have.
And I helped.
Yeah. You are a large ship. You are a scything frame. Your hull is made out of broadwood and ghost oak, so it's a multicolored hull, which is pretty cool. You have a
flattering me.
Like the white dragon of Pern. We're not white,
Yeah.
we're multicolor.
Yeah. You have a
Writers of Pern reference. Respect.
You have a saw prow and underscales. So you move like a snake from the underscales, but then you kind of like just plow through. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for this ship. You still have your tamed hive, of course, because like we'd literally have to kill off Bev to lose that, I think.
Yeah, you would.
If anything happened to my bees, I'd kill you and then myself.
That's fair. That's a valid argument.
Confused, but
As it should
also
be.
yes.
So you have the tamed hive, and you also have an acid maw, which is pretty cool for an engine. It's basically like liquid metal pumped around the ship that powers things. I don't know 100% how it works, but it's awesome sounding, and you guys have it. So pretty cool.
So
Well, remember when I said that I was pushing the edge of culinary possibilities?
Yeah.
It's literally the quote unquote second still. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Just hear him in the back. It'll keep and keep and keep.
Are you going to drink that? Just looks at you. It's glowing. Just looks at you. Literally starts eating through the bottom of the mug and dripping on his foot, putting a hole in it.
Sacrifices will be made to satisfy Jisan.
oh, great, oh, good.
I have no taste buds.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, your ship has. You still have the advanced disco. You still have the distillery. The advanced distillery. You still have the small stable with the large bees. And then you have the fruiting tree.
Mounts.
Yep. Yeah, you have the bee steeds. You have the fruiting tree, which again is the rainbow fruit tree that's in the middle of the ship. And then the Delta Flyer, your little shuttlecraft, now has full stats thanks to Playtest D. So it's a flatbed, which allows you to carry some cargo. Remember, we upgraded that in the session before the second to last session when you guys got your base. When we found
the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, when you found that random warehouse from who knows where.
Who knows where or what? Or under what copyright? Yeah,
and then you put a slimy mucoid rub on it, so the Delta Flyer now moves a little more stealthily through the waves. That's the ship. And so there isn't technically rules for like bases in the actual Wildsea, but we have kind of taken rules from the ship sheet and just made it into a base sheet, for lack of better words. And we're going to have a little bit of a base for the players to go back to at times, and to also justify kind of where they're getting certain resources and how they're doing different things. So that warehouse that they found in the mangrove trees, they're using that as their base, and they have, a break room, an office, a reception, garage bay doors. And the most important thing is you guys managed to put a post office in there. This is how Belt came to join your crew, which again, we'll go over a little more in episode 1 when we talk about kind of what happened in that 2-year time gap. But yeah, a post office has taken up residence in your kind of base camp.
Not just any post office.
Well, yeah, like the ghost post people, like the living whisper postmen now kind of wander through there every now and then and collect mail and deliver mail and just kind of use it as like a safe house of their own. I described the postmen in this universe as a combination of like Men in Black, but Buddhist monks in some way, like Men in Black that have reached nirvana, like they've become enlightened, and so they're like above the world in some ways, but they're also a living whisper because they've reached the nirvana. I don't know, they're just weird and unique and fun, and who knows what'll happen with them. But yeah, don't think too much on it is the big thing. And
it'd be great so we can send postcards to anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Because that works perfectly. That leads us into what is season 2 going to be about, and we'll discuss what season 2 is going to be about now before we discuss what season 1 was, so that listeners who binge watched season 1 can just end the episode after the explanation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because
imagine being considerate of their time.
Yeah. We care about our listeners. That's our motto, right?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go with that.
You betcha.
Absolutely.
We share because we care.
Yeah.
I don't get a cut of the Patreon, so it's whatever. I'm kidding. Y'all are great.
There's money involved? Like what's going on here?
We do technically have a Patreon. I think we make all of like $10. It pays for our internet fees, like not our internet fees, but our like housing, broadcasting fees. What the heck do we house we have a website, I think. I don't know. I'm not the technical guy in our group. Nor am I the money guy, so I don't know any of this. But yes, we do technically have a Patreon.
Amazing.
Yeah. And lovely people who Patreon us, sponsor us.
But no.
English?
They definitely don't sponsor us.
I don't know.
They can't. They're nobody.
They literally cannot.
Nobody.
Oh no.
Somebody get the Keyblade and save them.
Time to play some Smash.
Nice. But yes, so season 2 is going to be about exploring different areas and trying to gather friends and allies to then in season 3 fight or dismantle or save or whatever you want to call it, the skin farms. So season 2, the goal is going to be you guys are going to go around, meet new people, and get them to join the war effort, more or less. How you get them to join, how you meet them. It's going to be some fun, quirky scenarios. And the goal being, we're going to hopefully, fingers crossed, have 10 cameos this season. Which is...
What?
I know. Ambitious, but I think we can pull it off. Yeah. You guys might not always end up in session talking about this goal of joining the war effort. But listeners, going forward, if we don't talk about the war effort in a cameo episode, assume that it was done off screen, because we don't want to have every episode be like, join the war effort. No, yes, okay, bye. We'd like the episodes to be a little different.
I'm in.
Exactly.
We can only rip off One Piece so much.
Yeah, I gotta have some filler episodes.
Yeah.
We gotta have at least 6 speech episodes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, can we?
But I was going to say, considering the bar is drugging an entire community to love us as their gods, it's I think it'll be pretty easy to get along.
He's still loyal.
Just,
I mean, he's literally a member of the
right
crew
now.
Yeah.
just make a cooking show, and then we'll have so many followers.
Amazing.
Guys,
Amazing.
are we the baddies?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. When he said, when you're gonna defeat, liberate, like dismantle, right? He's talking about dismantling. I was like, assume control of.
Seize them.
Immediate.
Yeah,
I can use some skins. My wallet's empty.
Excellent. Yes. So, yeah, you guys are going to have some quirky adventures with that. And then we'll also have some other non-cameo adventures thrown into this season. That should be a lot of fun. We won't do as many B-Team episode adventures, but we do have at least 2 of them planned to show what Drock, Iluden, Rekatap, and Nikatap have been up to on that Fire Mountain, because there's some interesting little things there. So that's the goal of season 2. And now I guess it's basically just what happened in season 1 for those of listeners who want a quick recap, explanation, interesting tidbits, fun stories. I don't know. What happened season 1, guys?
Well, we stole a ship we found immediately.
No, we didn't steal it if we found it. We liberated it. You already started off on the wrong foot. We're not the bad guys here.
I mean, we really aren't the bad guys though. Like we found a ship, we recognized who the owners were, and actually looked around for them and couldn't find them.
We talked about returning it to them.
We went on a grand quest to give them their boat back, and then when it turned out that they needed us to save them more than get their boat back, we took that on as our quest.
Yeah.
And then broke the boat. Right in half.
I'm not saying we're good people.
Broke the boat,
we're
baby.
Definitely the heroes.
Yeah. I may have set up many traps, bee-related traps for anybody who tries to use the ship. That isn't us, but, we're giving it back.
Yeah, we started off by chasing down a fish that ate them, all Pinocchio style.
Well, yeah, we, as all good quests do, after a little bit of shenanigans and introductions, we all went to a pub. Eternal rivalries were made.
Oh yeah, Portobello's coming back too. Don't worry.
Oh man, that is the major villain this season, Portobello. Season 1, that is, hands down the major villain.
Don't forget weird semi-cultist mushroom. That's another mushroom we need to worry about.
Oh, the ones who talked library idioms all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
let me pull it up.
Whose arm is attached to the back of my head?
Yeah. Wildenfeld.
Take that. The ultimate noink.
Yes, his name was Wildenfeld. Wildenfeld? I don't know. It's something like that.
You probably
I have it written down.
Vimmenvelt.
Vimmenvelt.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
From the light in the dark sect.
Mm-hmm.
We found a ghost ship at one point and defeated them with salted chocolate.
Yeah, that was a cool
That
episode.
was fun. I got to rub my jaw spear with chocolate. That was nifty. Well, there's also near the beginning, like we said, we drugged a large group of sentient monkey, reverent, massive, like the size of an ironwood rainbow tree. They think we're gods now.
Yep. Ooh,
Courtesy Jisan and some clever divvying.
Yep.
Yeah, they eventually, when Dokus came to join us, he also brought us our trusty bee steeds, who have been mentioned earlier, but I will mention again because I love them.
I love 9.
They're so cool.
It's absolutely 0 stealth. That is what you should all be aware of going forward. Is our ship does not do that. We do not do that.
No, if anything, we've got more of a strobe lights and loud bass music kind of vibe.
We were always loud and proud, but now we're angry.
Now our ship shows violence when it searched for its music track.
You've chosen death metal as your music.
On
We
the beach episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the relaxed
I would
town.
have learned about the birds and the bees, but no. Learned about
No, you learned about some pokes and some trees.
Oh my gosh. It turns out that we're gonna have that conversation for every single bloodline.
I did actually mentally go through and okay, how would this work with each species based on ancestry?
You do know
lots of
I'll read that,
clouds.
Vic.
You do realize that the children believe that the children watched Jisan have a child, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So that's where they believe Gao children come from.
The spies.
Yeah, we just make each other.
Yeah. Yeah, they just cook them in the oven like pie. And they're not entirely sure if that's probably Rocky and Colt might know a little better, but Tums might genuinely believe that that's where all children come from.
He might believe that the phrase bun in the oven is literal.
Yeah.
Well, that adds a lot of credence to itself now, doesn't it?
Yeah. What else could people possibly mean? Someone whispers
You've seen the truth.
Made a few allies as we dodged between towns.
Yeah.
Larry.
Tums comes back and he's like, "Hey, so I turned into an alley and I heard someone ask someone else if they wanted to be a strudel or a Twinkie."
Oh no.
And we're like, Tums, buddy, stay on the ship. Just stay on the ship.
Where did you find an alley? Our entire world is trees.
Yeah, don't go down Tree Alley.
You look at he's perfectly fine, but clearly came from the sea. Where were you?
Amazing.
We eventually took on a task for the B team. Took us to a place called Skarn, which didn't seem so bad at first.
You know what? I hate to say it, but they're the A team. If any of the teams is the B team, it's definitely us. We are Team B.
Team Boogie.
They're the B team, they're the second team, but we are definitely the B team.
Yeah, no.
Our ship is powered by bees. We ride bees.
They represent the best of the core 4. We are not.
They represent the best of the best. We represent the mediocre of the mediocre.
It's true.
They're the best of the best. We're what's left after the rest.
Ouch.
Yeah, we're a bunch of miscreants with good intentions, but are generally bumbling fools, especially as a group, when we're all pulling different directions. And everything gets just disastrous enough that we pull together and get through it.
Everything we do is tainted by an aspect of crime. It's not on purpose.
What are you, a cop?
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
Yeah, dude, you're literally not allowed to lie.
Your badge number or your phone number? Oh, fuck,
Sin
you
number
gave me
2
the
if
badge.
you have it.
Oh, fuck, you gave me a badge number.
Turns out the town ended up being a skin farm for Tzitzi-Yaku Mafia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, not great.
They're pretty cool guys, I guess.
We decided to liberate.
That's what we
Jisan
got
decided to liberate some stock from the warehouse. That stock was people.
Tum-Stums, Rocky, and Colt.
Yep.
Heyo.
Yep.
Pie is a powerful tool.
Oh my god! You know what we did do? We found. Okay, I mean, I don't mean to like talk myself up here, but I made so much delicious food through season 1.
You did.
That time is
Yeah.
over. And also like, but not even making of the delicious food, but all of the amazing plants and animals and stuff like that we encountered all the way through. Right, like
Saw Nana.
dude, the Sawnana will go on throughout time. It is a permanent construct. You can't get rid of that thing.
Chocolate
it just
raspberries.
sticks in the edge of your mouth.
Oh yeah,
What were
tons of the
footy-
creations that were created on each of the episodes were tons of fun.
The footy ones. The ones that.
Oh, the Legos.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, the furious balls of legs. Oh my god. And dude, how many of those creatures did we dodge to? Like narrow escapes all the while, like I mean, it was never too bad, but damn, were they scary.
Yeah. Oh, the alligator scorpions, those still live around your guys' base, by the way. Because that's like their natural habitat area. So yeah, your guys' base is like you've made more or less peace with them, but yeah, they're around. Alligator scorpions are a thing.
Who needs a moat?
Yep. Yep.
So you know, they didn't take kindly to the whole stealing of children thing. So, you know, enemies for life, but
they got a little pissy with us.
C team though, like, do they even if somebody told them it was them, would they recognize us standing right in front of them? Right?
Then ghost fight.
Yeah.
Yep. Pirate ghost fight.
And I think that takes us to basically the end where you guys went to the Fire Mountain.
Fire Mountain forever war.
And yes, started a forever war.
Yeah, can't forget about that forever war.
As you do.
Someday, that Gomez is still there to this day, still punching fire.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, is Gomez
future, but
is Gomez forever warring against the fire or forever warring against?
No, he's forever warring against the mafia guys.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah,
It's
so
a funny picture though.
still there punching fire. You're just like, damn, dude, how long have you been at this? The whole montage, and he'd be like, I absorb fire. It gives me power.
Yeah.
Like he has the core concept of firefighter wrong, but it's still rapidly working.
no, that's again, I re-listened to that episode. There are guys there punching fire. Like that's a thing they do there.
It works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Jonathan, do you want to talk about Gomez and why he's not showing up in season? Well, he might show up in season 2, but why you're not playing Gomez besides the fact that you wanted to try out a new character?
It's mostly I want to try out a new character. Gomez is taking a break from being on the crew so that he can go about recruiting for the effort to go and handle the very well-armed Tzitzi-Yaku Mafia. Going around being like, hey, I made this by Forever War, this is happening, this is a thing that we do. Have you bought a war bond? Every bond you buy is a bullet in your best man's gun.
He's the cactus man with a plan.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just going around like while we the crew are off having fun adventures and kind of working towards it. He's doing it as well, just separately.
Yeah, fair enough.
So he's now the contact who like wears a shadowy cloak and appears in seedy taverns and does all that footwork.
Oh, totally.
He's the shadow to our disco lights.
Mm-hmm.
I just picture like full blown introduction to Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, just sitting there with like like the pipe lighting up, but then he throws back the hood. He's just like, "Hey guys,
Hey guys, how you doing? It's been a while.
You want to join a war? It's just pamphlets. You have the bone structure of a kung fu master.
I don't think he ever actually met. Oh gosh, what's his name?
Portobello?
Yeah, I don't think he ever met Portobello
Nope.
either. I think we kept that joke going.
Yep.
So I almost imagine that he took off on Portobello's ship and has no idea that Portobello is Portobello.
There's a good chance he might end up on Portobello's ship. Yeah, that's
like talking to the crew the next time he sees them, being all like, Jisan, I made friends with another mushroom. You'd love him."
Yeah.
Well, Larry's a really friendly guy, so he'd get along with Larry great.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
He's part of Portobello's crew.
so eventually, I kind of want Gomez to have a conversation with I think it's Jisan. Hang on, I'm trying to pull up the sheets. It's been just long enough where I'm like, I don't need to remember. Yeah, Jisan. Okay, good. Whew, got the name right. Have a conversation with Jisan where he's like, so I keep hearing about this guy named Portobello, but I have to say, like, I've never seen you and Portobello in the same room. And I'm real high when I'm around you. So is there any chance it's the same, that they're both you?
Pardon me.
At this point, it's not even an impossibility.
I was
know what I mean? Like,
just about to say, yeah.
oh my
Introduces
god,
himself as P. You're friends with P. You love P.
dude, we've literally
back
but we've
to
already
memories.
encountered the schismed mind old dude, right? When we were inside the Leviathan.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, the AB team.
Yeah.
Oh god, maybe his craziness wore off on me.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, he like goes back. He's like, no, but the tavern. I made him mad with my juggling, and we're like, there was no other mushroom there, Jisan. That was you.
I just picture him when he's having the intense musical duel with himself, running back and forth between instrument and instrument and just playing wildly, and everybody's watching him like the Pie Man would be watching me, just like not really getting it, and he'd be like, "Wow, that's fun." And everybody else is like, "Oh god, he's lost it. He's completely insane."
It's all just part of the process.
Maybe that's why he left, because he's like, somewhere in this maddening world, there has to be one licensed therapist. I will find him for you, Father.
The secret spice is medication.
Something to be ashamed of.
Aw.
You can talk about your feelings. I feel spongy, and that's about it.
How do you feel? I lack most sensory organs you would call feel with, but feel a little bit less fun today, Gus.
Hey, how's your head? It's
Slightly
fine.
moist.
The
I miss
moistness.
you guys. I'm just gonna say that right now.
That's fair. That's fair. We missed you too.
Agreed.
Reunited and
then
good.
I think that season 1 recapped pretty good. If people want a better recap, they can listen to season 1 again.
Highlights of the AB team was like, yeah, they got eaten by the thing. They met the double-minded guy. That was fun. Went down to the darks, found a carnival, found a crocodile, found the base of the fire mountain, and then we're all
Kept the crocodile.
backlit.
Yeah.
Kept the crocodile.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna end the episode there. And stay tuned, and hopefully you're excited for season 2. I was Ian the Firefly.
I was Austin breaking down Tzitzi-Yaku.
I was Bev, not playing Rook, but still encapsulating her spirit.
I was Dylan, constantly interjecting, but thinking about Jisan.
I was Jonathan, burning into a pile of ash and then rising from them.
Nice.
Sick.
Nice.
And we are sponsored by nobody. Signing off.